A dry wind blows across a contested land. 3 members of the Napa Aboriginal clan trudge through sharp spinifex bushes, surveying what they consider to be hallowed ground. To some Aborigines, this is a deeply spiritual place, one where they still occasionally hunt for kangaroos and gather bush potatoes. But this area, about 120 kilometres from the town of Tennant Creek in Australia's Northern Territory, also happens to be the proposed site of the country's first national nuclear waste dump. Mark Lane is a traditional landowner of Muckaty, which was once a cattle station. He says no amount of money will compensate for the building of the dump on their ancestral burial grounds.
It's very bad for us, you know. But like the other people, they want the money, you know. That's why they want the waste dump here. But the rest of us, we're fighting against it. We don't want it.
The other people he refers to are members of his own clan. The battle over the planned nuclear repository has become a 3-way tussle between rival Aboriginal groups and the government. After years of searching and negotiating over various sites for the dump, the government said in February it planned to pursue Muckaty as its only candidate. That's because some traditional landowners had decided to allow the building of the repository on Muckaty Station. In return, they've been promised $10 million. But now one group of owners has launched a legal challenge to the plan. Leading that campaign is clan elder DIANNE Stokes.
If it happens in that land, that's going to destroy the culture. Even if it destroys the culture, this means that we can't use the designs of the country. We can't do the dancing of the country.
For most Australians living in wealthier parts of the country, having a nuclear waste dump on their doorstep would be unthinkable. But for some Aborigines living in very poor conditions, it's easy to see why millions of dollars of government money would be appealing, even if it means sacrificing thousands of years of tradition. Napa clan elder Amy Lauder is at the very centre of the controversy over Muckaty. It was she who first gave the green light to the government for the waste dump.
Of course people do it for the money. Yes, people say yes for the money. I must say this. Yes, oh yes, we are doing it for the money.
No matter where we as a nation actually put a repository, it's going to be controversial. At the moment, we've actually got this waste stored in 100 separate repositories around Australia, all too often in facilities that are not in the long-term best interests of Australia.
The material that's being considered for the repository would contain low-level radioactive waste from Australia's hospitals and research facilities. Australia doesn't have nuclear power plants, but some environmentalists fear that the site may one day be used to store more hazardous waste from reactors overseas. The battle over Muckaty's future is just gathering steam. The Aborigines' rich cultural past is now on a collision course with the hard economic realities of the present. Azhar Sukri, Al Jazeera, Northern Territory, Australia.